7:20 Tuesday morning. This is Johnny's house. 60% chance of rain, mostly cloudy. 84 is a high, 75 right now. Yesterday turned into I guess you can say, a day-long conversation with my kid. I mean, he's reaching puberty and he has a lot of questions. And I was like, I just want to go home and take a little nap.
How old is he?
He's 16.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of things. I'm like, listen, the thoughts that you have and the things that you're feeling. I know in individuals, you think it's an individual thing, but we all went through it. I said, look, I was 16 years old. I understand what you're going through, but don't think you're by yourself in what you feel and how you feel. It's just puberty. And I told you when you were a kid, you're like, I cannot wait till it's rough. It's rough. So then I took a nap, woke up. Lester Holt is no longer doing the nightly news. And it was my man's first night, and it was 6:29. Dad, can I talk to you again? Yeah. And we talked for 45 minutes. And I said, hey, listen, since you were 3 years old, I told you between 6 and 7 is Lester Holt time. That's my one-on-one time with Lester Holt.
He said he's no longer there. So
He gone.
So we had a very good in-depth this conversation, man. I just remember going through that stage. It's awkward and your voice is changing, your facial hair, and start liking things. Listen, don't think it's the end of the world, son. You grow out of it.
I had an older brother, so we just jumped right in, crash course style.
Oh,
Older
boy.
brother and no dad.
Just jump right on in.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
I learned the not so good way.
Figure it out. Ray, how was yours?
It was good. I had a doctor's appointment, so I went over and did that. Got some blood work done, more blood work. So we can compare more numbers soon.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. And then after that, I went home and I did like a weighted walk. I got like a weighted vest and ankle weights. And so I did like 3 miles.
What are you losing weight for? You got some big event coming up?
No, I just want, because like, my bone density is like a 80-year-old woman. So I'm trying to like help my bones out. And they say that weighted vests and stuff are pretty good. So I was doing that. And then I came back and then Kim bought a grill. And it was just sitting there in a box for a couple of days. And so I just started building it for her.
Really?
Yeah.
You do have electric screwdriver, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not have done it if
I
didn't.
like building and putting stuff together, but no matter what the project is, halfway through, I lose interest.
Yeah.
Halfway through.
It's like a goal for me to just get to the last page.
And then those leftover parts, I act like I don't see them.
I hold on to them just in case.
B, how was yours?
Oh, I had to deal with all kinds of stuff yesterday. So I actually had a lot of work to do because we have a big meeting today.
Yeah.
So I had to get a lot of my stuff done ahead of time. But between that, I was texting back and forth with my good friend, attorney Dan Newland, which, by the way, if you are in a wreck and you need to check, that's the man to call. And they answered all my questions, which was
about
great.
Your kid's accident.
Right, because my son got in a car accident late on Friday night, and I just had a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Like I never went through it before.
Yeah.
So I always just tell everybody to call him, but like, really, there are a lot of things you don't understand. So I asked a lot of questions. They answered all my questions for me, which is good.
Yeah.
And so I dealt with that, and then also waiting on the insurance company to try to figure out what's next with the car. Meanwhile, my son ain't got a car, but he's got 2 jobs. So yeah, it's a pain.
I tell you, man, when you have an accident, it's inconvenience, and it's even worse when it's not your fault. You hit my car and ran. Now I got to go through all of this stuff just to get back to where I was before you hit my car.
Hopefully. Now, luckily, he's not injured, and that's like the first thing they asked me.
Sure.
Is he injured? And he wasn't. So that's the good thing. But it's just a lot to deal with. And again, it's great to have someone that can answer all your questions. But then I had to go over to y'all's friends, Advent Health Central Care, and have my foot looked at because my foot was like.
Brian left he sounded like Mike Tyson. He goes, Johnny, my foot is broken. It's broken.
Worst pain I've had in a long time, man.
I know what it feels like. It's broken.
I've broken bones before. That's what it felt like. But it was not broken. There's no structural damage. In fact, what they said, well, did you do anything out of the ordinary? And I said, well, I walked 22 miles in 2 days. And they said, well, how often do you walk? And I showed them my little walking tracker. And I went from 1,200. 20,000. And they're like, well, this is why. So they're like, dude, how about you spread it out over a couple of days instead of just starting randomly to walk 20 miles.
So you just walk too much.
Yeah. So so
it's broken.
Be more active is what they came up. They did give me some anti-inflammatories, which was nice.
The swelling go down?
Yeah, they gave me some crutches. I used those yesterday, but I didn't feel like fighting with them up the stairs and stuff, so I didn't bring them in today.
That always happens when they give you crutches.
Yeah.
First they start burning your armpit.
Oh
And you
my
say, you know what? I'd
gosh,
rather
yeah.
just go ahead and limp.
Yeah, but they hooked it up, so I'm good. It's
Good.
just gonna be a little pimp walk for a couple of days, and then I'll be good.
All right, Chris, how about you, bro?
I left here yesterday, went and talked some sports for a few hours, and then we had someone come by the house. He took pictures because we're getting ready to list my mom's house.
Okay.
And then my daughter had her 4-month checkup.
Ooh.
And she ended up getting her shots. And
wow.
Of course, that delayed reaction.
Were you there when she got the shot?
Yeah.
Okay. So when they hit her, she was like, what was that?
The delay. Yep. There it is. And my wife's just bawling her eyes out. She hates seeing my daughter cry.
Yeah.
You can't cry every time she cries.
Yeah.
Kind of encouraging her. So I got to be strong for the both of them.
Yeah.
And then my daughter was up at about 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning, running a little bit of a fever. And
yep.
It's been a long morning.
Chris walked in. He said, oh, man, it's a long night. I'm like, bro, it's okay if you need to stay home. He said, nah, man, I got you.
Got the mother-in-law.
Yep.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of it while I got it.
Wow. But everybody's had a child, man. Yeah, those sleepless nights, you're just like, you start looking at the clock. I got to get up in 20 minutes. I got to get up in 40 minutes. I get that, man. We come back, man. Dating, what are your requirements as far as height when it comes to dating? We'll get into that on Johnny's House. Way to bust a man's ego, Brown.
Just being real.
6:37 is
practicing for this meeting later. Keeping it real.
Keeping it 100. Mostly cloudy, 60% chance of rain. 84 is a high, 75 right now. Now, if you're on the dating apps, there's going to be some changes. And I saw something about this. What's the change on that?
So Tinder is doing it. They're now, and I'm not on dating apps because they came out way after me. I thought you could do this already.
Okay.
So they're changing it to where you can filter based on height.
Okay.
So you couldn't do that before.
Oh.
So I mean, you listed your height.
Yeah.
But now they're adding a filter so you can filter out people.
So you wouldn't even see them if they didn't reach their height requirement.
Based on height. Yeah. Now it's only for like premium users. So like because there's tiers to this.
Yeah.
So if you're one of the more like upper level users, which means you pay more probably, then you can filter out. So if you don't want anybody under 6'1", you won't see anyone under 6'1".
Okay.
So it's created a bunch of issues because a lot of people, there's a couple of different arguments that have been going around on social media that I've been reading on.
Okay.
So one is the common one from short dudes going.
We call them the short kings.
What the heck?
Yeah, short kings are like, what's up?
What the heck? You're basically allowing them to filter me out, but I got good things to offer just because I'm a little shorter.
But if that's their preference,
I know.
I
know, but they're just saying it's a little messed up.
Yeah.
Because like my mama always told me, dynamite comes in small packages.
Yeah.
Because I was a small package.
Cute.
Because a lot of people feel that, I might be short, but once she meets me,
right,
my personality will show her, you know what? He's a good guy.
Right. But with this new filter situation, she would never get to see you. So that's one of the arguments. The other argument is some of it is by actual taller women going, what's up with all y'all little 5'2" girls filtering out dudes that are below 5'8"? You 5'2", you don't need nobody who's taller than 5'8".
Oh, so they're getting upset.
They're upset.
They're getting all the tall guys.
Now you're poaching tall guys when you don't need them. You're 5'2", a 5'6" guy's taller
for you.
Gotcha.
So they're upset with that. And then there's guys that are going, wait a second. If you're going to judge me based on a measurement, can I roll up on you and measure your waistline? Can we filter you out by waistline?
So that's what I was gonna bring up because you like to say that you like women with big booties.
Yeah.
Or you like big boobs. Or whatever. Like, why can't a woman say they like a taller person? Like, what's the difference?
Well, and that's what this argument is. But they're saying, okay, then fine. In turn, I want to filter out by women waist size. If your waist size too big, I don't want to see you pop up in my stuff.
Now I've never been on a dating app myself, so I don't know the lines that you fill out. The only one I did, and I think I still have an account years ago, I did a fake match.com so I could see who was on there.
I've done that before.
Yeah. I didn't want to date nobody, but
people we know are on there.
They were on there, but I've never really gotten into it. So I don't know how strict this screening process is. Does it say, do you want someone big boned, big booty? I don't know.
I think it's not even asking this. The reason this is causing problems because it's not a preference type thing. Obviously, you have preferences. It's now going to allow you to filter people out based on that. And so, like now, they say you're opening the door. It's a slippery slope. What else can I filter?
It is a slippery slope.
I'm not tall, but I don't consider myself a short king. I think I'm right there in the middle. My thing is, if you're a tall woman and you don't want my height, I want to know. Why waste my time to get to know you if you will pretty much say I don't like short kings? You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
Me personally, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You just you just pretty much let me know I'm not your type.
What about a girl who's 5'2" who says you're not tall enough for her?
Well, that's her preference. If that's her preference, then she don't want me. If you don't, that's just like saying I have a
preference.
Yes, race.
Right.
If I'm not the race you like, I'm not gonna get mad because you don't like it. Because now I'm leading myself down. I want to get to know you, and like I don't want to do with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I see what you're saying. You make a good point. But yours is logic. See,
it is a slippery slope because like how many filters are we gonna have now? Like, is this going to lead into like, okay, I want a girl with double D's. I want a girl that has a 34-inch waist.
Okay, if there's 500,000 people on there. And I check all these and 3 pop up, then those are what I was saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's your preference and that's all that's available then.
Yes, I got 3.
Is that a bad thing though? Because like Johnny said, I know what I want.
Yeah.
So if I can streamline this process and tell it exactly what I want, what's wrong with having 35 filters?
Yeah.
I think it's
technically.
I don't think it's a bad idea, but I think it's also like, don't complain then when you don't have that many options.
Why are we acting like dating apps are the only way to meet people? How about you go out and actually meet people? Get off your phone.
Because you've been married too long.
You could do that.
You've been too long. Ain't no father now. You know why? Because it takes work. I can meet somebody by sitting at my computer.
Yeah.
Well, that's the ultimate filter.
Yes.
Ultimate filter is me looking across the room, seeing you, going, nah, and moving on.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Make the effort.
Okay, Chris, here we go. You say, okay, why don't people do it in person? You're a short king. You say, look at that hottie. I'm gonna go over there. Hey, baby, how you doing? And she goes, I'm not interested. My feelings hurt.
Wah, wah.
But on an app, I never even saw her.
That's true.
Okay, if you're on an app, you have preferences, and no one's swiping right on you or whatever.
Then I'm gonna have to go.
Not?
But you know what?
Does that not destroy your ego?
No, then I'm gonna have to go in and erase a few things.
Yeah, no, because nobody saw it.
No.
Nobody saw it happen. So now I got to go through. Okay, let me get some of these filters out
Yes.
there.
Now, if
okay,
it sends
so maybe they don't got to have teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but if it sends you statistics every day saying 78 women passed you because you're so short, like, yeah, it would hurt your ego. But if it's like you're short, you're saving time.
But
life is short.
But if I'm short and I go out, the 78 women turn me down. I ain't going out no more.
But I mean, like, the
You
fact
meet 78 women in one day.
You just gave a short guy a new motto. You're short. Baby, life is short. You got to live
There
it.
you go.
Life is short. You got to live it, baby.
I used to tell tall girls, damn, you're a tall drink of water.
And I'm thirsty.
I told one girl, I remember back in the day, this was in high school. She was like 5'9". I was like 5'5". I'm like, girl, I'll climb right up your window.
Oh.
Hey, she went out with me.
Oh,
Boom.
I
Of
used to
course
say
she
this.
did.
Once.
Girl, to get with you, I had to pack a lunch.
Oh my gosh.
And they smile.
She went out with me once.
Yeah, I went out. She went out with me, but we went in public because I was too short. All right, I want to find out from you. Do you have a preference on height when you go out or when you date someone? They have to be over 6 feet or you can't date somebody under this? When it comes to dating, how important is height to you? 407-919-1067-877 919-1067 XL Mobile 41067 social media live stream. Wake up this morning, drop a comment. People want to know, short kings are listening. When it comes to dating, is height a problem or you don't have a problem? We're going to talk to you on Johnny's House. 6:54 on a Tuesday. Thank you for listening to Johnny's House. They said mostly cloudy, showers and thunderstorms likely after 12 noon. That's what they say. 84 is a high, 75 right now, and a 60% chance of rain. Tinder is testing a new height filter, and people upset about that. So we want to find out for you, when you date, do you have a height requirement? Or you're like, you know what? I like what I like. We need to find out. Let's see. From St. Cloud, Amanda, good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you?
Good.
All right. So you have a height requirement?
So I've been 6 feet tall since I was 13.
Good Lord.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. That slipped out. That slipped out right there.
From Johnny. You a tall drink of water.
You a tall drink of
There's
water,
also
girl.
tall shaming.
Drink of
Yeah,
water.
right.
There's such thing.
I've been tall my whole life. And so when I found a guy in high school who was taller than me, he was 6'4", I didn't let him go. I was so excited to wear heels to prom.
Wow.
And so now we're married with 2 very tall children.
How long you been married?
Oh, Lord. Well, we've known each other for 25 years now.
So when you met him in high school, you're like, I don't even want to look for anybody else. You're taller than me. You're the one.
Yes. I was like, you're it. We're going for the long haul.
And I'll get to know you later, but you're tall and I'm tall. We'll make this work.
All that other stuff work itself out.
Right. 2 very tall children now. So they're going to be in the same boat. And
wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, did you find it as a disadvantage to have to be tall as a woman?
I mean, I walked right onto the volleyball team with no skills.
Yeah. Oh,
well, yeah, because you're tall. I can see though, like what you were talking about. Like if you want to dress up and you want to wear heels, at 6 foot, you're adding a couple inches to your height already.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't wear heels often, so don't watch me try to walk in them because it's not going to go well.
But I can understand that.
Let me tell you something, Amanda.
Yeah.
Your height never would have intimidated me.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to tell you that. You'd have been hanging out with a short king.
There were a lot of. I just been tall my whole life, so like I said, once I found somebody,
good for you.
Hold on.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course. Thank you.
See you, Amanda. All right. Evelyn, good morning. Evelyn.
Good morning.
Good morning. Do you have a height requirement?
Absolutely.
Okay. How tall are you?
5'2".
And how tall does a guy have to be?
Over 5'11" and 6 foot. What? Anything over 5'11".
Why? Why so tall?
Because 5'2", I think it looks elegant, but I'm always in heels and I'm always in, wedges. So I'm like 5'5", 5'6", 5'7". I think it looks elegant.
But you know that 5'2" is below average, right? For a woman?
Huh?
You know 5'2" is below average for a woman, right?
Nuh-uh.
Right.
I'm just pretty sure it is.
So you wear 5-inch heels? That makes you 5'7"?
I wear, I live in my wedges.
Okay, so
4 and 5, and I'm thinner. I just prefer it.
Look,
I know that that's wrong. I'm probably missing a lot of good opportunities.
Just saying, 5'11" would still be way taller than you, even in your heels.
The
Yeah,
average
I know.
height for a woman is 5'3" to 5'6".
That's great. Do you find women get upset with you because you're trying to scoop up the tall men and you don't really need them because you're short?
Sometimes I've had that.
That's what I was seeing yesterday.
Say that.
Yeah.
And Evelyn, representing the short kings, we don't care. How about that? We don't care.
At 5'6", I tower over you. I would love that.
Yes.
You see 5'6", I don't even swipe right.
Dang. All right.
Well, then you clearly didn't listen to my mama. Dynamite come in small packages, girl. You missing out.
You go find your tall man, Evelyn. We just talking trash on the radio. All right.
It's all good.
You have a beautiful day. Ray, what did they say real quick?
Justin said all these women saying that they have a height requirement are the same ones yapping about men having a weight limit.
Yapping.
Right, what they say.
I like
yapping.
I love the term yapping.
Yapping.
XL Mobile powered by attorney Dan Newland. Interact. Need to check. It's a no-brainer. Just call attorney Dan Newland. Let's see. Someone said as a 6'4" man, height shouldn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Something we can't control. Then someone said I ain't got no height limit, but I got a width limit.
Celebrity News, Ray. What's up?
Oh my gosh. Did you see what happened to the King of Hill actor?
I did.
No,
Yeah.
I
This is
haven't.
crazy.
The story's wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll find out together in 3 minutes on Johnny's House.
Now, the Johnny's House Entertainment News with Ray.
All right, so this is a crazy story. If you ever watched King of the Hill, Jonathan Joss, I think that's how you say his last name, Joss, he was the voice of John Redcorn.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So, and then he also played Chief Ken on Parks and Rec.
He's been in a bunch of stuff.
So if you look at Jonathan Joss's, his resume, he's got a lot of things out there. This is insane. This past January, Jonathan's childhood home burned down.
Okay.
One of his dogs died in the fire, which is horrific. For years before that, Jonathan and Tristan, who was his husband, so he was gay, apparently dealt with homophobic neighbors who had threatened to burn their house down.
Oh, my goodness.
So on Sunday, Jonathan and Tristan went back to their house, went to the site where it had burned down to check their mail. They found the skull of their dog in its harness placed in clear view. They were obviously distraught over that, and they started yelling and crying and just got very emotional. Then a man approached them, started yelling gay slurs at them, then raised his gun, pointed it at him, and opened fire.
Oh, my goodness.
That is how Jonathan Joss died. He went back to his burnt down house to get his mail with his husband and was shot, killed. So
they do have the guy that did that, right?
Yes. So the suspect is 56-year-old Sigfredo Alvarez, and he was booked on murder charges. So Tristan, his husband, was with him when he passed away, and he said, I told him how much he was loved, and he was there at the scene. So Jonathan was struck several times and died at the scene.
People are losing their damn minds,
man. Isn't that horrific?
Yeah.
That whole story.
He's already going through something. His house burned down.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's like, you want to start some junk with me, man?
Right?
My house just burned down.
Yeah. So it is a very, very sad story. You're probably going to see that floating around everywhere this morning.
Yeah, they're going to find out they had history where they were probably going back and forth.
Yeah.
Because this guy obviously has issues.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they were dealing with homophobic slurs from their neighbors who threatened to burn their house down.
And then their house burned down.
Yeah. So we broke the news that Taylor Swift has regained her original albums. And not surprised by this, but now that she has owning the rights masters, and everything, masters, there's no need to listen to Taylor's versions anymore, right? Just kidding. So, but obviously her fans are going to listen to everything, but Spotify just announced that the streams of the original versions of her albums doubled on Friday.
Because fans want to support her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Swifties are crazy. So, and I mean that in the best way.
Here's something I noticed, and I'm not a Swiftie, but I know the way that she communicates with them on the side. It seems like she's one of those that she really appreciates them being fans.
Yeah.
And she loves the fact that they are.
Yeah. So they're saying that once she gained the control of the first 6 albums, her overall streams jumped 40%. So Speak Now, Taylor Swift, Reputation, Fearless, Red, 1989, those spikes are insane when you look at the streaming platforms.
What if she said, okay, I'm gonna start not as extreme as Chris Brown meet and greets, but if she did meet and greets like that for $5,000 a piece,
people would 100%.
I think that people would go into their life savings for it.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
$5,000.
She couldn't even do it because the optics would be so bad because people would be paying it, and she has so much money that the optics would be so bad.
100%. $5,000.
But I think fans would do it.
Goodness.
Yes.
All right. Updating you on what's trending. We like to do that, and we'll do that next on Johnny's House. 709 Johnny's house, 75 now, getting up to 84, and they say rain after afternoon with a 60% chance of that. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Stuff that is trending, we'd like to update you. Ray, what's trending?
Did you see this? The farmers that dug up a 300,000-year-old skull.
No.
300,000-year-old skull. And what they're saying, it's unlike any human ancestor we've ever seen. So it's wild because right now it's a fragmented Maba 1 skull, which they said previously had been described as belonging to a Neanderthal. And it's not so much a Neanderthal after all. What they're saying is that it resembles to the Homo erectus and Homo sapiens. So they're saying that this was possibly a 300,000-year-old human skull.
Really?
But what they're saying is that it suffered trauma before it passed away, but the specific cause of trauma remains unknown. So they have this skull and they're just trying to figure out what kind of species it was, because it's a mixture of like a Homo sapien and something else.
If I dug up a skull in my backyard, I'm calling the police. Hey.
Yeah.
It might have been a murder.
I mean, a team of researchers who previously studied the skull have now reevaluated it and found like contradictory features, and so they're trying to figure out what the heck it is. But 300,000-year-old.
I think it was a 187 in my backyard.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna bring in no fossil specialist.
Isn't that scary?
It is.
It's wild what you can find. But also today is National Egg Day. Woo-hoo! And so a lot of people are just talking about their eggs. In a poll, when you buy eggs, you generally buy white or brown eggs.
Okay.
So 67% say white, 20% say brown. And people are.
I don't have a preference.
I don't either.
Is there a difference? I don't eat eggs.
Yeah.
I don't.
My wife buys, like, she likes brown eggs. I don't know why.
I think they're more organic, but I could be wrong because I don't ever really pay attention.
Hey, whatever they got, I'll just buy it. I don't care.
But since it is National Egg Day, the poll, which came first, the chicken or the egg, is going viral and trending.
Well, they came out and said it had to be the chicken because there are some things that inside the egg that could not be there unless it was produced by a chicken.
Yeah. So 44% of people said the chicken.
Yeah.
32% said the egg. And there's 24 that said, I have no idea.
No, there's no nutritional difference between brown and white eggs.
Huh.
Yeah. That's funny. I read that it said it had to be the chicken because there's some DNA that's inside the eggshell that had to come from chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. So also it is hurricane season, which kicked off this weekend, but the National Hurricane Center obviously believes that there is a system that could develop right now, subtropical characteristics, if it remains off the shore of Florida, where it is right now. It's like up north. But so the National Hurricane Center is actually just talking about the first warning of the weather season and what you should be doing to prepare.
I don't like hurricanes, but I like the ones that are coming that you got 3, 4, 5, 6 days.
Yeah.
This might affect us in 13 days.
Right. The ones that pop up on the weekend. Like we leave on Friday, everything's fine. And then Saturday morning, we wake up like, where
did this come from? I don't like those. Man.
Yeah. So it could pick up tropical characteristics in the next 7 days is what they're saying. So, but obviously they like to get you prepared.
Well, hurricane season kicked off 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Damn. All right, listen, it's time for Smarter Than Your Hood. That's where you call us up and represent the city that you're living in. And you answer some very simple questions. Where did they come from?
This is best trivia game to jumpstart your night. It's general knowledge. That's what the game is called.
And if you get the most right, we're going to hook you up this summer. Experience the beginning of an epic friendship. Universal Pictures DreamWorks Animation presents How to Train Your Dragon, rated PG. The legend comes to life on June 13th, but you'll see it before anybody else on Monday, June the 9th at the AMC Altamont. If you want to play, you got to call 407-919-1067, 877-919-1067. First-time callers, first-time players, it's time for you to do it today. You ever always wanted to play the game? Let's play it now, and we'll do it next. Smarter Than Your Hood on Johnny's House. Teddy Swim on Orlando's #1 hit music station. It is 7:25. It is Tuesday. This is Johnny's house. They say 60% chance of rain, but it'll happen later on this afternoon. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. 85 is our high, 75 right now. Time to play Smarter in Your Hood. That's when we ask some very simple questions. All you got to do is get the most right, representing the city that you're calling in on. And if you get the most right today, you're going to go to the advanced screening at the AMC Altamont on Monday, June 9th to see How to Train Your Dragon. It doesn't even come out until the 13th, but you'll be seeing it on the 9th. But you first have to play the game. So let's meet our first contestants representing Altamont Springs, Tia. Hey, Tia.
Hey.
And how you doing, Tia?
I'm good. I'm here.
And how long have you lived in Altamont Springs?
I don't know, like 7 years.
7 years. And what do you like most about Altamont?
I like that it's central.
It's
well,
central.
I mean, I guess everything is kind of central here. Nothing takes more than like 30 minutes to get to. But I like that I'm like super close to I-4.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right in the middle.
Okay. And have you ever played the game before?
I have not.
Oh, your first time playing?
In my car.
In your
my
car.
car, yes.
And in your car, you just be blowing them away. In your car, you tell people, y'all are stupid that you don't know that.
Hello, but why do you not know anything?
We say the same thing. It's different when you play on the air.
There's pressure involved.
All right. Well, let's find out who you're going to be playing against. Ryan can connect that to line 2. Representing the humongous city of Orlando, Florida, Carrie. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning.
And Carrie, how long have you lived in Orlando?
A little over 10 years.
10 years. And what do you love about the Orlando?
There's so much to do.
So much to do. All right.
Never a dull moment.
Have you ever played the game before?
I have not.
Oh, first time also. And why today was the day you say you wanted to probably play the game?
I don't know. I was feeling lucky.
You're feeling lucky. Okay. All right. Well, the way it works is we're going to ask you a question. You don't shout out the answer. You shout out the name of your city, and we'll give you an opportunity to answer it. You get it right, you get a point. You get it wrong, we take away a point. If you shout out the answer, we take away a point, but it doesn't matter because the last question is either for a tie or for the win. Now, we got to find out what you sound like on the air. So on the count of 3, I need you to yell out your cities. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Orlando.
Okay. Altamont, if you can be a little louder, please. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3.
Orlando.
Okay. All right. Got to be listening close for Altamont. All right. Here's the first question. How many full miles are in a marathon?
Altamont.
That would be Tia. We need an answer.
3.
3 full miles in a marathon.
I think she said 30.
Did you say 30 or 3?
I said 30.
30. Either one, you're wrong.
Well, they're both wrong. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure that you got credit for saying 30.
The answer is 26.
Oh my God.
So that gives you a -1.
I mean, you weren't going to be right either way. I just want to make sure how wrong you were.
I'm glad you corrected that because I heard 3. Either way, you were wrong. All right.
Okay.
All right. Chris, what you got?
All right. Which breakfast cereal is advertised with Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
Orlando.
Altamont.
That would be Carrie from Orlando.
Rice Krispies.
You are correct.
It is now -1 to 1. All right, Brian.
All right. What is the third place Olympic medal made from?
Altamont.
That would be Tia.
Bronze.
Correct.
Bronze. All right. You have 0. Okay, so here it is.
It's fair now.
The last question. All right, Tia, if you get it right, it is a tie. You get it wrong, you lose. All right, Carrie, you get it right, you win. If you get it wrong, we go to a tiebreaker. Okay?
Okay.
Ladies, are you ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Ray.
Your mic's
Hold
not
on, your mic's not on.
That's weird.
It is weird.
I'm
like,
sitting around going,
I'm
I
like,
know.
man, that's a dramatic pause from Ray.
I'm sitting
And
here
then I'm
going,
going, did she not hear herself?
I'm sitting here
I
going,
actually didn't.
I saw her talking. I'm sitting here going,
What?
Lord, is this what my ears gonna go out? Is this it, Lord?
Am I having a stroke?
Is this it, Lord? Is it out?
Okay.
Today? All
Here-
right.
here we go.
Here we go, ladies.
Mic
Super
check.
dramatic pause.
Mic
Here's your
check.
question. Here's your question.
What U.S. state is only 2 miles away from Russia?
Altamont.
That would be for the tie, Tia.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Wow. It is a tie. It is time for the tiebreaker question. All right. How many Father's Day cards are going to be exchanged on Father's Day? And I'll tell you this much. No.
Dang, girl.
No, you don't say ultimate. You both get the guess. Okay. And I'll give you this much. There's tens of millions. Okay. Tens of million. All right. So Tia, we'll go with you. How many Father's Day cards are exchanged on Father's Day? Tens of millions. What would you say?
Wait, do I have to guess the actual correct answer or just close?
Close.
Whoever's closest is going to win.
Over or under, if you're the closest, you win.
Okay, tens of millions. I'm going to go with 25 million.
25 million. Carrie.
I'm going to go with 20 million.
20 million. Tia won because the answer is 72 million cards are going to be exchanged for Father's Day. From the comeback victory to the win, Tia, congratulations. You are the winner. You got yourself the advanced screening of How to Train Your Dragon. It's going to be at the AMC Ultimate on June 9th, and the movie doesn't come out until June 13th. Congratulations. And Carrie, you played well. You can call back and play again now that you know what you're doing, okay?
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. You guys hold on, and we'll get that information. We come back, want to find out, was your father one of those that was very intimidating when they met the person you're going out with? And talk about that next on Johnny's House. 734, Johnny's house. Expect some rain today, 60%. 75 is a high. 75 right now. 84 is a high and mostly cloudy. And we got the big announcement coming up at 8 o'clock. And this is coming to the iHeartRadio Music Festival. 8 o'clock. They ain't even give me the list. Brian has the list, but they ain't give it to me.
Right in front of me, I got it. I can tell you right now.
Say it.
The list.
Say it right
Give
now.
me one.
Who's in it? Right
Man,
now.
we got a meeting today. I bet he won't.
Tupac.
Tupac.
Oh, wow.
They're bringing that back. All right. Listen, I saw this. It's an interesting story. Bill Gates has a 22-year-old daughter, very beautiful girl. And she was talking about how terrifying it was when she would bring a guy home to meet her dad. And she was on a radio. You listen to this podcast, Call Her Daddy.
Yes,
podcast.
love it.
And she was talking to them, and she said it was weird when she would bring a date home to Bill Gates, her dad. He's what, second, third richest man in the world?
Yeah, they fluctuate, but yeah, he's up there.
They bring a guy home in his $63 million lakefront high-tech mansion. And she said herself, she said, my dad looks and is socially awkward. He has Asperger's.
Yeah.
And he's awkward. So to her, it was funny. But to the guy, they got wigged out. And he said their mom once signed the dad up to drive her and a boy to the dance. She said, first off, dad insisted on listening to NPR for the entire 30-minute drive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stop for fast food. And then when the guy got out of the car, he said, be responsible tonight. So I want to find out if you had one of those intimidating dads or you've met someone with an intimidating dad. My father wasn't intimidated. He worked 2 jobs. He was tired. So the last thing he wanted to deal with was some knucklehead boy coming over to see my sisters. He was not friendly to him at all. It's like, hey, Dad, this is so-and-so. Hey, how you doing? That was it. That's all he got.
Right.
And then after a while, he called how long that boy gonna be here? He made it very uncomfortable for him.
Right.
I've never, until they got older, and these were the men that they were going to, marry. That's when he opened up and he was very friendly. But to these, when they were in high school and stuff like that, he was not nice at all. Hey, Dad, this is my prom date. How you know? That was it. I'm doing well, sir. How are you? I'm good.
But that's intimidating.
I know, and I think he meant to be that way.
Yeah.
Because he had daughters, but he didn't want any boys over there.
Right.
But he knew there had to be boys.
And he probably really wasn't interested in getting to know him.
No, he didn't want to get to know him.
I got enough going on in my life, boy. I don't need this.
I work 2 jobs. You look at. You need to look him up and down there.
Yeah.
I need to tell my mom, did you talk to them boys? Why don't know all about them? All right. Well, I'll have a home. Yeah, you will. He was that guy. And I used to laugh about it. I used to sit back because I was a kid. I used to sit back and go. So when I started dating, I just didn't introduce him to him. I'm like, look, my dad ain't gonna say, he gonna say a couple words to you. He's not mean. He just doesn't care.
He's just not interested.
Hey, Dad, this is so-and-so. Hello. That was it. Brian, you run across any of them dads?
I had 2. I had one when I was in high school. The dad pulled, and he was kind of a country guy.
Yeah.
He had a gun rack in his truck. He pulled me aside, and we were going to the movies as a group. And he pulled me aside. Yeah, and this was the first time I ever went out with this girl. He pulled me aside and asked me what my intentions were with his daughter.
Did you tell him the truth?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really, honestly, at that time, my intentions were to go to the movies with my friends. It was just a group of us. I'm like, I never went out with her again because to me that was like too much. I'm like, I'm not interested in that battle.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know you like that.
Yes.
It'd be different if we went out a few times. I was just picking you up, just me and you. We were going.
Yes.
But we were in. There's 6 of us, and we're all going to a movie. Like I don't got time for this kind of dad. I'm sorry. So I didn't go out with her again. So mission accomplished, sir. And then the girl that I moved to Texas with, her dad, the day that I moved, I had met him before I got to Texas, but I had never sat down and had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
So the day that I moved to Texas, this is in college, he went on a walk with me.
And damn right.
He told me he would kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I know that's like a joke, but he's like, I'm not kidding. I'll kill you and nobody will know.
He said, that's my daughter.
And I'm like, and this is Texas. So I'm like,
and you just moved, you just got there.
This is Texas. I got to take you at your word.
You should say, you ain't killing nobody.
Looking back, I should have said, man, you ain't killing nobody. Shut your punk ass up.
Oh.
But I didn't.
Instead, Brian goes, excuse me, sir, I think I peed a little bit.
I was like, all right. I mean, that was wild. I never had anyone threaten to murder me before.
Yeah.
Then later I met her grandfather, who was an astronaut and also a bazillionaire. But I wasn't intimidated by him at all. He was the nicest, coolest guy in the world. I knew he was off the charts smart. It was fun to talk to him.
Yeah.
It was cool. He ain't resort to violence because he was smarter than that.
I went with a girl in high school and I was driving and they set me down at a table. Like, what are you doing with your plan? What are your plans for the future? What are you going to go to college? And I'm sitting there going, damn. And then I thought they asked me, do I drive? but they asked me, did I drink?
Uh-oh.
And they said, "Do you drive?" And I said, "Oh yeah, all the time, as much as I can." I mean, as much as my parents will give it to me, But I was thinking about the car,
Right?
And the room got quiet, and they stared at me.
My parents.
I said, "What?" My dad asked, "Do you drink?" "Oh no, sir, no, no, sir. I don't drink." Ray, how was your dad?
Well, he threatened to use a shotgun that he didn't own. So
I can see your dad being that way.
Same with like my grandpa. If my grandpa was over, same thing. He would talk about a shotgun that they didn't even own.
So what would they just talk amongst themselves, talking about,
Yeah, or like, if you do anything to my daughter, I'll make sure that I have like, my shotgun ready for you.
Yeah.
But these were older men though, right?
Well, this was more with like my sister because like I watched her first.
Right.
And like I remember my sister was late for curfew one time and my dad was on like one of our tricycles in the driveway waiting for him to come home. Like, oh God, here we go.
He was on the tricycle.
Yeah.
You know what? If I was that dude, I would drive by your house.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, you're gonna have to go walk back."
Right, I'm dropping you off at the corner.
There's a man in your driveway.
That's it. I ain't dealing.
Yeah.
And he mentioned the shotgun. I don't know.
I know that he like would have like our softball bats like waiting by the door too, just so like they could see him when the door opened.
I like the tricycle move though.
Yeah.
That's
great.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you gonna drop somebody off? What the hell? Who's that? That's my dad.
Like a horror movie.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping in front of your house.
Right.
You can
I just
forget
remember
that.
there was a song that came out that said, "I got a bullet with your name on it." And my dad would sing it all the time. "I got a bullet with your name on it." I'm like, oh my
and this
God.
is and this is when your sister's just hanging out with a date.
Yes. All right. Meanwhile, we had no structure and we had no rules. We could do whatever we wanted.
That's why he had to try to scare the men.
Yeah.
Because he knew y'all weren't scared.
Goodness. Chris, what kind of dad you think you're gonna be for your daughter?
I'm gonna be kind of like Ray's dad. I want to be that intimidating dad. Right now, I'm scrawny with a beer belly, so I got 18 years to bulk up.
I don't care if you're skinny. If it's midnight and you're in a tricycle in the driveway,
Yeah.
something's wrong.
It's much more your actions than your stature. For sure.
Absolutely.
You remember Bad Boys 2, the scene?
Yes. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
Martin. Yes.
That's kind of where I want to be.
As a kid, I mean, as a young man, you expect it. You know they're trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's midnight and there's a grown ass man in a tricycle in the driveway.
Yeah.
You got your hey, sir. You proved your point. You crazy. You know what? We had fun tonight. I'm not coming back over here. I want to find out from you. Did you have to run across one of those intimidating fathers, or were you one of those intimidating fathers? This lady said Bill Gates was just. I mean, it's Bill Gates.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Gates.
Right.
Not to do anything. 407-919-1067, 877-919-1067, XL Mobile 41067. Live stream social media is up and running. Want to hear from you. Intimidating dads. We're going to hear your stories on Johnny's House. 7:53. This is Johnny's house. 75, getting up to 84 with a 60% chance of rain and some clouds today. Bill Gates' daughter said, it was very intimidating bringing boys home to meet Bill Gates in his $68 million mansion. So it was kind of intimidating. So I want to find out if you had one of those intimidating dads. Jace from Orlando, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How is everybody?
Good, man. Tell me about it. Who was intimidating?
Yeah, so I actually had two in my life. My 7th grade year, I was taking a girl to the dance in my high school. And the father, I'm originally from Oklahoma, and the father had all his guns set out on the coffee table while we were sitting there cleaning them. It's that country style, home, farmhouse, and he had every shotgun, rifle, every handgun he had all laid out, cleaning every single one. But stared at me the entire time while he was cleaning them. Didn't say anything, but just stared at me.
I think a girl should give you a warning. Hey, listen, my dad's gonna be messing with you when you come over. He's harmless, but you didn't get a warning?
No, nothing. And then my freshman year, I went to pick up a girl. We had been talking, and I went to pick up a girl and found out her father's the district attorney, and he pulled me into the room and basically sat me down in a chair and scooted his chair up to where he was face to face. His knee was basically touching my chair and started giving me the rundown of where are you going in your life? What are you going to do? What's your future plans? What are the plans of my daughter? And we ended up staying at the house so that we could just watch TV, and we sat on other ends of the couch while he sat in the kitchen and stared at us.
What age were you?
I was 16.
You're like, sir, I don't know what I'm going to do in my life. I have no idea. Yeah. I'm 16.
I just started driving. I don't know. And he told me, he goes, and don't forget, buddy, I know every cop in this town.
Oh, that's an old yeah. The cleaning the guns, and I know every cop in this town. That's the old go-to.
Yep.
But he was a district attorney, so he wasn't lying.
He was being honest.
No lie. That's why I stopped dating girls from my high school and started dating from other high schools around the area.
Was this her first date?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is one of her first dates.
Okay.
Only daughter.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
He wanted to let you know what's up with your life. Man, I'm 16. I just started driving. All right, Jace, thanks for sharing that.
Have a good one, guys.
Hey, you too. Let's see. Joshua from Altamont.
Hey, what's up?
All right, tell us about those intimidating dads.
Hey, I was here in Florida for about a year before I went back to New York. I was dating this girl. I think she was from Tennessee or like the middle of nowhere, Kansas, some country girl.
Okay.
And I went to go meet her dad. And as she's talking to her mother, the dad pulls me into the garage. And he's like, so what are your intentions with my daughter? As he's telling me that, he has his hand on his hip with like this old school revolver, like turn around, take 10 paces revolver.
Oh my God.
He had a pistol. That's what he had. He had a pistol.
He had a revolver with a barrel the size of my forearm.
Damn.
And it was like, what are your intentions with my daughter? Me trying to be a tough kid, I looked at him, I was like, with all due respect, sir, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York with drug dealers and murderers. Your pistol does nothing for me.
Oh!
And he just looked at me, he goes, excuse me, do you know the situation that you're in? And I'm like, I do, but you should also see that because that doesn't intimidate me, your daughter is safe. And your daughter has good grades in school, which tells me you're a good dad.
Wow.
That does nothing for me. But now that I'm saying it out loud, looking back at it, knowing that information and the person that I am today, I would have grabbed myself and tossed myself like Jazz from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. I'd have shot you in the pinky toe like Meg Thee Stallion. What does that do for you?
Wow, you're a little snot-nosed kid, Joshua.
You're walking over, but you're limping back.
No, I had good grades in school, but it was one of those situations like I grew up around this. I was born and raised in the ghettos of Brooklyn, New York. You in Florida with a nice house and a nice car, holding a pistol does nothing for me.
Sir, you and your dual gun ain't doing anything for me.
Well, we're gonna meet here at dawn. 10 paces, baby.
I was like, we in a nice house. I grew up around the corner of Project Building. We in a nice house in a nice neighborhood in a cul-de-sac where kids are outside on bikes. I'm good. You're not scaring me.
You're not scaring me. All right. B, what they say over there?
There's a bunch of good ones on XMO, powered by Attorney Dan Newland. Interact, need a check. It's a no-brainer. Call Attorney Dan Newland. Someone said, my dad wasn't a huge man, probably about 5'8", but he would always tell the boys, I got a shotgun and 3 acres. Meaning they won't find you. They won't find you.
All right, let's move on. Ray, what you got?
Some celebrity names were dropped in the Diddy trial yesterday.
More?
Yeah.
All right, on the way on Johnny's house.
Now, the Johnny's House Entertainment News with Ray.
Celebrity News is sponsored by Fairwinds Credit Union. So Diddy's former assistant, Mia, she is still, yesterday was still getting cross-examination and everything like that. So she was still up there. But she was talking about how she was like best friends with Cassie. So she was the assistant of Diddy, best friends with Cassie, and they asked her why she never told Cassie about the abuse.
Yeah.
Now, Mia is the one that said that she allegedly was raped by Diddy and multiple times sexually harassed by Diddy. And she was saying that she was just very terrified of what he was capable of doing. He would routinely check their phones. He would take Cassie's phone, her phone, and routinely check them. And just search through them. And he would also put tracking devices on Cassie's car whenever Mia and her were hanging out. So he closely monitored their communication.
Yeah.
So she was just nervous to tell Cassie about what was going on. But Mia testified against Diddy Friday last week, just talking about all of those things, being an assistant and the assault. But she also brought up why she didn't plan on talking about the sexual assaults publicly, because they asked her, they're like, why didn't you come forward with this until, 2024?
Yeah.
And so what she was saying is that they came to her, prosecutors and federal investigators came to her talking about the Diddy case, knowing that she was the assistant.
Yeah.
So as soon as they started talking about being an assistant, it kind of just came out and she opened up about the assault. Now, they did bring up some text messages that she did text, one being in 2018, where she sent a text message saying, "Merry Christmas, I love you."
Mm-hmm.
And this was after she had broken or cut ties with him back in March of 2017. And they asked, why did you send that? Why did you say, "I love you, Merry Christmas"? And she said, this is right after she just saw Diddy at Kim Porter's funeral.
Okay.
So she was saying, like, "I love you," because, like, obviously he was grieving and Kim Porter had just passed away.
There was another text where she just wrote out of blue, worked, and it was after she stopped working at Bad Boy, saying, "Hey, I still think about you, blah, blah, blah." And he wrote back, "Love, love, 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 love." And she wrote back, "Love, love, 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 I love you."
Yeah.
And then, like, if all these things happen,
right,
years after it occurred, you still writing this man and saying that you love him.
There was a legal expert that was saying it's going to be a hard time with some of the stuff coming out, proving that a lot of it wasn't consensual. Now, was it freaky? Yes. Now, beating up Cassie, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But some of this other stuff that's being highlighted, I mean, if you were cool with it at one point, then
But I mean, Brian Steele, which is Diddy's lawyer, was just like a pit bull coming across yesterday with the cross-examination, questioning her belief and why she didn't tell anybody and like all these things. But speaking of other celebrities that were mentioned, I guess in one of her dreams, there was a dream where she was trapped in an elevator with R. Kelly and Diddy. And Diddy had to step in to save her from R. Kelly.
Well, that must have been a nightmare.
Right? I was like,
Goodness.
holy, I had that dream.
What did you eat before you went?
Yeah, you're eating hot dogs or something.
Seriously. So the defense really played up Diddy's savior role in the dream. And so right now they were like, listen, the psychologist and the forensic psychologist and everything, they were like, you cannot use Mia's subconscious in literal defense that he was a savior for her in her dream.
Oh my goodness.
So the psychologist had to step in and be like, no, you can't do that.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, other things that were brought up, Mick Jagger, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lopez, Chadwick Boseman. These were things that were brought up about, some dreams that she had and like interactions with other celebrities. I know. So it was just.
Can you imagine coming into the building and the elevator opens and R. Kelly's going, "My mind's telling me no.
Oh
Wake up. Wake up."
Seriously. Trapped in an elevator with him.
Yes. That's a nightmare.
I know. So,
Man.
but we do have a big announcement. Yes, the iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Vegas in September, and we have the lineup.
Here it is, y'all.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Returning to Las Vegas, September 19th and 20th.
At T-Mobile Arena.
A weekend full of superstar performances. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Bryan Adams.
Ed Sheeran.
Fade.
Glorilla.
Jelly Roll.
John Fogerty.
Justice.
Lil Wayne.
LL Cool J.
Mariah Carey.
Maroon 5.
Sammy Hagar.
Tate McRae.
The Offspring.
Tim McGraw.
And more. Tickets go on sale Friday, June 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com. Capital One cardholders, the wait is over. Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is back, and you are getting first access to tickets before the general public. Don't miss your chance to get tickets starting June 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for info. Keep listening all summer long to win your way to our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Tate McRae, one of the artists, is performing at the iHeartRadio Music Festival coming up in September. Fridays and Saturdays. It's going to be an amazing show. And your first time to win your way in is coming up at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, an opportunity for you to win your way to the show. You know, every year this time, we start begging that we can go. But we realize it's the same weekend that we have our crew.
Right, we're spoken for.
But if they ask us to go, we'll cancel it.
The cruise?
Yeah, I'm joking.
I'm joking. They would probably move the iHeart Festival for us.
Yeah, right.
And bump that to the next weekend.
Okay.
Your opportunity to win your way is coming up at 9 o'clock. All right, Brian, give me some weird stories of the true man.
I never really understood the logistics and like how it was smart to rob a gas station. You ain't getting that much.
No, you're
not. Let's be honest.
No.
A gas station robber in Pennsylvania, he actually pulled off the robbery, but then he got away.
Okay.
And he's still at large because he was on rollerblades. So he had a hoodie and a face mask. He rolled into the store on his rollerblades, pulled out a gun and a knife, got the cash, and then skated away.
I'm thinking if you're going to rob a store on rollerblades, you really needed that money.
Yeah.
You needed that money.
Or you've seen the traffic in the area.
Yeah.
You've already scoped out your getaway, and you know, okay, I'm going to go.
Well, see, I don't even think that because you brought a gun and a knife.
Hey, you never know how serious it's going to get.
If I was him, I'd be a one and done. You got away with this one, man. Let it go.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. This is crazy. In Washington State, and this is the reason it's important, is because if it happens there, it could happen anywhere.
Okay.
Soon, drivers might not be able to speed, even if they want to. So they passed the BEAM Act over there. They signed it into law, and it requires drivers to install a device that limits the speed of your car.
Really?
Yes. So it does it based on the posted speed limit. So as you drive into a new speed zone, it adjusts to whatever that speed limit. Like if you're watching right now, your GPS, a lot of cars that shows you the speed limit on there.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's going to do. So the new law is going to be enforced starting in 2029, but they're rolling it out now.
But does they disengage once you get on the highway? Because sometimes you got to speed up.
Nobody will be able to go over the speed limit.
Stupid.
Nobody.
But how am I going to get on the highway?
Period. Everybody else is going the same speed as you.
Stupid.
Every car.
Terrible.
And this is Washington State?
Washington State.
I'm
just saying, keep an eye on it.
That's a test market, y'all.
Keep an eye on it, because I'm just saying.
Wow.
And now you know we don't like things here. We're going to get our 10 paces revolvers and start fighting back.
They call him Rick Grimes because that's the kind of gun he had on The Walking Dead. I wonder how that work like I-4 traffic. I mean, there wouldn't be anybody's going the same.
Right, everyone's going the same speed. So your argument that I need to speed up to get on makes no sense because we're all going the same speed.
Interesting.
I don't like it.
Nope.
Interesting.
No, because I don't want people up in my business. You can't tell me how fast I can go. I'm America.
I'm America.
So everybody has to have it installed.
Everybody, yeah.
That's like on a bus, they call them governors.
Yeah, same thing.
You can only go a certain speed, and then man, people taking things off.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean there'll be people that alter it like they do now, but if they what they could do then is make your car go through an inspection.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, this is a slippery slope.
So when are they starting?
They've already started it because they signed it into law, but it's going to start being enforced in 2029 to give people time to get everything ready to go.
Are they putting those things in your car for free? So I'm going to have to pay?
I don't know. That's something I have no idea.
I can't afford it. So.
Yeah, but you're going to be required to install it. So I would assume they're going to do it for free.
You know they're going to have to pay for it.
Now, I'm assuming it's going to be part of your registration.
Yeah.
You bring your car in, we're going to install it.
They can't expect me to pay $100 to put something in my car. They don't know my finances.
Yeah.
But they can. If you want me to have this in my car, you better give it to me.
Right. So when you come to get your car registered this year, you're going to come in, pay for your registration.
Here.
We're going to put your little thing in, and now we're going to move on. See, because in Texas, I lived in Texas for a while, that you had to have your car inspected annually.
Mm-hmm.
So
in North Carolina. In North Carolina, you got to.
Right.
That's one thing that was weird when I moved here. It's like, have you had your car inspected? We don't do that here.
Yeah,
No.
It's so strange.
And they find something.
Oh, for sure.
So the 2 years that I was there, I would send my girlfriend with my car to get it inspected because they would always never find anything for her, but they would always find a bunch of stuff for me.
Oh yeah. And that's just a racket, man. What are you expecting for? You got a hole in your muffler. I heard that.
Yeah. Well, half the cars here in Florida wouldn't pass, but this is crazy. Keep an eye on it because they might start controlling our speed.
We come back and ask you a question. What do you have on your refrigerator? And we'll tell you what it means on Johnny's House. Johnny's house, 826. Ray, what is the current?
It is 75.
70, still 75. 84 is our high, 60% chance of rain. Couple things coming up. Top of the hour, opportunity for you to win tickets to the iHeartRadio Festival. Just made the announcement here a little while ago. And then coming up about 10 minutes back, missed encounters. There might be somebody out there looking for you. Now, Brian, you saw this on social. What does it mean when you got a lot of stuff on your refrigerator?
Yeah, it just made me laugh. It said the more stuff hanging on your fridge right now, the more hectic your life is. Because, you know, people put magnets.
Yeah.
They put, like, cards that people send them, reminders, notes, whatever it might be on the side of your fridge or the front of your fridge. When we were growing up, it was on the front of our fridge. Yeah.
Everything. You got a report card, pop it on the fridge.
Literally everything.
That was the mode of communication.
We had magnets for wherever anybody that we knew went. They would get us a magnet. We'd stick it on the fridge.
Coming home late, stick it on the fridge.
Yep.
I have a refrigerator now that has like a monitor on it. So I don't have anything on it except calendar and
your refrigerator got a computer in it?
Yeah.
Dang.
You rich.
Yeah, it has a.
Can you control it with your phone? Is there an app?
Yeah, I can show you what's in my
It
refrigerator.
tells you what you need to order and stuff or buy.
Dang.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you live in the Jetsons.
No, the Jetson is it knows what I want. It puts it in the refrigerator.
Wow.
Mine just tell me, hey, you need this. You out of that. Well, when I can get a couple dollars, I'll go.
That's so cool.
But back in the day, anytime there was some artwork or anything like that, but now I don't have.
You know what I mean? So you have nothing on it.
Mm-mm.
On the side even?
No.
See, because my fridge, we have the freezers at the bottom.
Yeah.
And so we have the doors that open in the middle, like the French door
I got the
type
French
things.
doors.
One side of it is another door that's see-through that you can, that you
I
can
know
get
exactly what you're
just
talking about.
drinks out of.
Yep. And it doesn't.
Right. So you couldn't put anything there, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we have a bunch of stuff on the side of our fridge. But the side of our fridge is a cluster.
Yeah.
Invitations to people's parties, weddings, announcements, Christmas cards, pictures of people's dogs, pictures of our dogs.
See,
It's
mine
all over the place.
is fit in. It's fit right into a refrigerator area.
So
you don't see the side. All you see is the
ours does it on one side. The other side is the
is
cabinet.
cabinet.
And so there's a little bit of exposed space, and every inch of that is taken up with something sticking on it. And I'm looking at this going, yeah, our life is a little hectic. Just like our fridge.
Ray, what's on your fridge?
I have like a calendar that I can write on. It's like one of those acrylic magnetic calendars.
Yeah.
So I have that. And then I have.
You don't have any artwork?
I do. I have some of the kids like artwork from school.
And how long does it stay?
Well, I've had one on since spring break. So one of them's been up there since spring break, or like I'll have pictures of like the kids when they were younger, like on the side.
Yeah.
That I just don't have picture frames for.
So is it a thing of honor for them to have their artwork posted?
Yeah,
on
they
their
love seeing it. They love seeing it. So like I'll keep it up there. And then on the other side, I did have these like chore calendars. And like if they did one of their chores, they would get a sticker, but we haven't used those in a while. So we need to get back to doing that.
I guess that's what a food is. So eventually you don't make your way to that refrigerator.
Yeah.
So you can see it.
You pass it often.
I'm just trying to think. I don't know what is the like reasoning behind what we stick on the fridge and what we don't. Like there's no real We've got a photo strip of my wife, my son, and I from one of the Disney parks that was like 4 years ago. And it's still up there. But I don't know why that made it and something else didn't.
I don't know.
So you don't have something to go, well, that didn't make it.
No. That's what when you were just saying that, well, what makes you put it up there? I'm like,
I don't know.
We don't have a criteria per se.
That's funny. That is funny. Chris, what's on your fridge?
Not a damn thing.
Really?
But we just bought a new fridge a couple months ago. My mom's old fridge had just a bunch of pictures, like pictures of me playing baseball, my sister in her softball uniform.
Oh, yeah, my mom's refrigerator and Charlotte, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's a book. I was like, Mom, when is your next doctor appointment? It's on the fridge.
Yeah, but I can't find it because everything's on the fridge.
It's on the fridge.
But this new fridge got nothing on it.
Hey, when is so-and-so's birthday? List on the fridge.
Oh my
It ain't
gosh.
digital. It's a note.
Yeah.
It's a note.
Sometimes when things were too heavy, we'd have to put like 3 magnets on.
Oh,
it.
Yes.
Hey, you ever put one on all of a sudden it was so heavy?
It just
It's all
starts sliding
sliding.
down.
Yep.
Yeah, I just bought some more chip clips that are magnetic, and so I just stuck them up on the fridge.
That's too funny. All right, listen, we come back. It is back. Missed encounter. There's a guy named Dennis looking for a young lady named Sandy. We'll get into it on Johnny's House. 8:34, Miss Encounters on the way. If your name is Dennis and you're in downtown Orlando and your name is Sandy and you met somebody named Dennis at a bar, they are looking for you. We're going to talk to Dennis. Miss Encounters. Someone's trying to find you, Sandy. Listen up. If you know a caller, anybody named Sandy need to listen to this. Miss Encounters on the way on Johnny's House. Eight 8:38. It is Johnny's House. I want to thank you for listening to the program. Going to be mostly sunny, 60% chance of rain. They say some gusty winds can happen, and it's going to be happening by the afternoon. High today of 85. It is 84. It is 75 right now. It is back. Whenever someone comes up with a situation where they want to meet someone, it is called Missed Encounter. And what happens is you call us up, you tell us what happened, we put it out there, and maybe we'll make that encounter happen for you. And I think the last time we stopped, we weren't really knocking it out the park there.
Well, we never really were. I mean, a lot of times they remember each other. It just doesn't turn into anything.
I just get really uncomfortable.
Ray's always
I
uncomfortable.
would say most encounters don't turn into anything anyway. We're just highlighting that.
Love should not make you uncomfortable, Ray. We're making love happen.
Sure.
On Johnny's house. All right,
Sure we are.
This is the person to say they want to find somebody. Let's say good morning to Dennis. Dennis, so you had a missed encounter over the weekend?
Yeah, it was Saturday night at the bar, Bohem Hotel, downtown Orlando. You might know it.
Yeah,
nice spot.
Yeah, we like that spot. It's a very, very cool bar in there, man. So Dennis, what happened?
So I was at the bar waiting on a friend that was running late, and I was kind of seated next to these two women. And you could tell they had been there for like a while. They were having some fun. And one was extremely friendly. Her name's Sandy.
So what, extremely friendly, like flirty?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She made the point to introduce herself and her friend. She was kind of the aggressor in the situation. I was not about to talk to him. She started it.
What did she look like?
She was a complete knockout. Absolutely beautiful. Blonde hair, dark eyes. You could tell she was fit. She wore like fitted jeans and like a tight t-shirt that showed, off her assets.
Yeah, boy.
Now, how you doing today?
Yeah. Now, Dennis, I got a question for you. Now, do fine women like that usually talk to you?
No. So that's why I'm on the phone with you.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. Continue.
So we were having drinks and laughing, and she buys a round, and I bought a round, and we were having like a ton of fun. And I didn't even see that my buddy that I was waiting for, he had texted me that he wasn't coming. And so I didn't even see that.
Okay.
What was the friend doing this whole time?
She was cool. She was kind of partaking. She was laughing, flirting a little herself, but like nothing like her friend. I was closest to her friend, and we were just kind of like in it together, All
right. So what happened that you didn't make that connection?
Well, there were some guys that were at the bar talking, and then one came over and whispered into her friend's ear, and then suddenly she said they had to go, and like quick, fast, they were just like gone.
Right. And so obviously there's something going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I didn't really know them, and I was by myself. So Sandy, like, she stood up, she gave me like a hug and a kiss on the cheek and said goodbye. And, with like kind of heavy eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
And then they left. And that's when I realized, I looked at my phone, my friend wasn't coming. And I just finished my drink and bailed.
Okay. So Danny, what do you want to happen now?
Well, I don't know. But like, I want to finish my conversation with Sandy and see what's up, even if it's nothing or if it's everything. And I mean, we had a great time laughing and joking. And it was, I don't know, it was like talking to an old friend, but with an extremely hot woman.
But don't you find it a little suspicious that somebody whispered and then they were like, okay, gotta go?
I mean, if she hadn't been flirting with me the whole time, I just would have been like, oh, maybe that's a guy she's on a date with or something, but like, I was like, you don't really act like that. And
right.
then
he's got to finish business, Ray.
Yeah.
So he was cut short.
Yeah.
That's the situation.
All right. So her name is Sandy. And if you're listening, you're Sandy. You was at the bar at the Bohem on Saturday night. You're with your friend. You was having a great time with a man by the name of Danny. He's looking for you. And Danny, if she's listening right now, what do you want to say to her?
Say, Sandy, I had an awesome time getting to know you on Saturday night, and I would just want the opportunity to get to know you better if you give me that chance.
Okay. All right. Bro, how much time we got in this song?
2 minutes and 56
2
seconds.
minutes.
Yeah. Look, I don't pick the songs.
Okay.
JJ Rice, the Rice Man, does. He said love's quick.
Okay. All right, Sandy, if you're listening, or you're Sandy's friend at the Bohem Saturday night, you got 2 minutes.
My bet is she ain't calling.
2 minutes.
Sorry.
To call in. Good luck, Danny. Good luck on this one, bro.
Thank you.
All right, hold on a second. Sandy, someone's looking for you. 407-919-1067, 877-919-1067. Trying to make that encounter happen. If you know her, if you're her friend, call her up. Someone named Danny is looking for you on Johnny's house. 846 Johnny's house, 75 right now, 84 is a high, 60% chance of rain. All right, Miss Encounters. We got Danny. He's on hold. He was at a bar at the Boheme on downtown Orlando, was talking to a beautiful woman by the name of Sandy and her friend. They say they had a great conversation. Let me make sure we get here. They had a great conversation, and then all of a sudden, boom, she was gone. Is that right, Danny?
Yeah, she was absolutely beautiful. We had a great conversation. I just want to get to the bottom of it.
All right, now we only had about a little bit over 2 minutes to find her. I think we have her on the phone. If you can connect that to the line 4.
There we go.
But only you can tell if it's the right person, Danny. Sandy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Sandy, this is Danny. Danny, this is Sandy.
Hi, Sandy. This is definitely you then.
Yes, it is.
Can you prove it somehow?
I told you that I could get lost in your eyes the other night.
Oh, snap.
That's cute. It is. It's totally Sandy. How are you? What happened? It was like 1 minute we were laughing and having drinks, and the next you were like just vanished. You were out.
I know. I'm sorry. My husband was ready to go.
What?
Oh, wait a minute. Your husband. You're married.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I were both married, and her husband was ready to go, which made my husband ready to go, and so we ended up leaving.
Okay.
So why did you tell him?
So I'm a little confused because you were doing like a lot of sort of like flirting in the first degree on this one, and you didn't mention your husband. Is your husband cool with that? Are you guys like swingers or something? I don't understand.
No, absolutely not. We've actually been happily married for 6 years.
Why would you come to a bar and flirt like that?
Well, I don't know. I've always been kind of flirtatious, and my husband understands that. It's just a part of my personality. I'm very friendly, but I never cross the line. I pay for my own drinks.
You don't think that saying that you could get lost in somebody's eyes is crossing the line?
Man, that's words, Ray. Words don't mean nothing. But was the husband okay? I'm confused. Was your husband there, or just he was not there, and the other husband was the one who said, "Let's go"? Because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we were all there. But
Just together. Got it.
Yeah, we were together, and then the gentleman had kind of clumped off on one side, and my friend and I, she and I were.
And her husband was the one who swooped in, not your husband. Okay.
Her husband said he was ready to go.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Got it. Your friend's husband.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. I was confused. I'm sorry. Proceed.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were all there together, and like I said, the gentleman had kind of grouped off, and the two ladies, we were off with Dennis.
Gotcha.
And my husband was being a bit of a follower, so when her husband was ready to go, he said he was ready to go.
Right, and your thing is, I ain't no seriousness. We were just playing.
You're just laughing and joking and having a good time.
That's right. I mean, I even bought Dennis some of his own drinks. I don't know if he remembers, but I bought some for the group and for him. And I'm never going to try and lead anybody on. We were having fun. We were just being adults, having a good time. And oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Did I give you the impression that I wanted to get with you that night?
I mean, like that, I don't know, kind of. I just figured like two people that were having a great time, like the next move is to get to know each other better. It just did not. I didn't see a wedding ring on you. It's like.
Maybe next time don't say those things and don't buy drinks. And that, it's mixed signals.
Okay. I mean, can't two people just meet and have fun and enjoy each other and not have any expectations with it?
Yeah, we were definitely having fun, but it just, the whole thing, you're kind of leading me in one direction now. That's all I got to say.
All right. Oh gosh. Well, I'm so sorry. I'm not a cheat on my husband, and I definitely didn't realize I was giving the wrong impression. So I'm so sorry about that. But I would never want to, hurt anybody.
Yeah, and I don't really know why I'm saying this or asking this. So you're saying there is no chance we can talk about it, right?
She just said she doesn't cheat.
Ray, stop trying to put salt in his game.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I won't cheat on my husband, and I think you're so nice, but I think you want something more from me than just friendship.
I'm very sorry for the confusion. I don't think I was out of line for being confused. I'm super embarrassed right now. I respect your behavior with your husband. That's good. I'm just kind of humiliated.
No, don't be embarrassed. Don't be humiliated. Everything's all good, Dennis. Just enjoy your life and laugh. I mean, every woman that you laugh with and you hang out with, you don't have to sleep with them. So just have fun, enjoy the laugh.
It is a plus, though.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great advice. I feel like I should go get married, and then you and I can go have a coffee.
Wow.
No.
Okay, it's getting real awkward. Sandy,
sure?
thank you so much. I appreciate you calling in, and sorry for any kind of confusion.
No worries. Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye, Danny. All the best.
Hi, Andy.
Okay. Danny, you good? Danny?
Yeah.
You good?
She was throwing you mixed
I am.
signals.
I guess. There's a lot.
Well, we're going to put you both on hold. So I guess that wasn't a count.
Well, they know. Again, they connected. We found them.
She knew what she was doing.
She flirts.
Right. I think there's people that do that.
Okay, but saying I could get lost in your eyes.
Well, that's
and
probably a little
buying
excessive.
drinks,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's probably a little excessive. But.
Yeah. But in her eyes, her husband was right there.
Right.
He bought
Yeah, but
drinks.
he wasn't listening to the conversation.
I bought drinks. He bought drinks. The other girl's husband like, I'm ready to go home. She said, let's go. And she dipped. It was no.
I was confused by the husbands. Sorry. I needed to know.
Yeah. So Ray said this ain't right.
It was the other husband rolled up, and that made
Hey,
all
there's
husbands.
a lot of people do that though. They like, hey, go out and flirt. Some guys get turned on seeing people try to pick their girls up.
Sure. Not me, but sure.
Me either. No, I don't play that game.
Me
still
neither.
confused.
Let
All
me
right.
hear my girlfriend say that to somebody.
Well, this guy's obviously confident in his girl, because when he said, "Damn it, we're leaving,"
right? She just up and left.
She
so.
left with no confusion.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So if there's ever any encounter that you miss and you want to try to find that person and put them on the air and see if something can work out, just email one of us and we'll see what we can make happen. Ray, celebrity news.
Blake Lively withdrawing some of her
I
lawsuit.
heard about that. It's coming up on Johnny's House.
Live from our Farrah and Farrah studios. If you've been injured, make it a Farrah fight.
XL 1067.
Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. XL 1067. Orlando's #1 hit music station.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword Vegas to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data administrator supply in this nationwide contest. That's Vegas to 200-200.
Now, the Johnny's House Entertainment News with Ray.
All right. Back and forth with Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni. So now it looks like Blake Lively might end up withdrawing part of her lawsuit.
See, I told you things eventually going to go away.
Yes. So this part that she wants to withdraw is alleging the emotional distress that was caused by Justin Baldoni.
That's really hard to
the
prove.
catch is that Justin Baldoni's attorneys want her to hand over her medical records. And Blake is considering dropping the emotional distress claim without prejudice, meaning she could file it later on or refile it later on. So she's going to withdraw that because she doesn't want to hand over the medical records.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like,
it's like, listen, you just can't say it caused it. You went to a professional. Let us know what he said.
yeah, you need to let us know how there is some emotional distress that was caused by Justin Baldoni. So now Justin Baldoni wants it withdrawn. And yes, but with prejudice. So she cannot change her mind and refile. So Blake Lively, they requested that she handed him over. Obviously, she didn't agree to that. And so they're trying to withdraw it. Blake's lawyers, they just are attacking each other.
Yeah.
Blake's lawyers, Justin's lawyers. Blake's team is saying that this is, again, part of the litigation process. And this is a press stunt by Justin Baldoni's team. They're just trying to get tabloid coverage, saying this, and this. But I'm like, if she's not handing it over, that's not tabloid coverage.
Look, if I say you caused emotional distress to me, then I expect you to say, prove it to me.
Yes.
And you expect to get information from my
either I'm going to prove it or I'm not.
I agree.
And I don't think you should be able to drop it and then maybe bring it back up later.
Yeah.
I agree.
You're either distressed or you're not. And if you are, then you'll fight for it.
If I say Brian caused me mental distress, but I didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's what happened, man. It's upset me so much I couldn't even sleep last night. If I ain't talked to somebody, then I can't really prove it.
Right.
If she didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah. Show me your Apple Watch, your fitness band records. Show me something that showed you in distress.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree. And so in this situation, I do agree with Justin Baldoni's team. Like, she should be able to withdraw it, yes, but you cannot refile.
I think they've gone in it too far. I think that the lawyers should say, hey, let's sit down.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we make this go away and everybody saves their career? Because what's happening now, all y'all doing is paying the hell out of us.
If they just stop right now, it eventually will go away.
Yeah.
The news cycle flips so fast. If they were literally just to stop right now, within days, we wouldn't talk about it again.
Yeah.
Well, do you think the lawyers want them to stop?
Well, no, of course they don't. That's money. Of course
yeah.
that's money.
And they're not supposed to go to trial until next year. So they're both trying to build the biggest.
But her pocket's a lot deeper than his. So
Yeah. So also, real quick, Ariana Grande. So Wicked Part 1 obviously was a huge success. Wicked for Good arrives in theaters on November 21st. So that's the second part. But it looks like Ariana Grande is going to be in Meet the Parents franchise.
I saw
Did
that.
you see this?
Yeah.
As who?
So the sources are telling Deadline the film is coming out November 25th, 2026. But it looks like she's got some roles in it. I don't know exactly what kind of part of the cast she's going to be. But it says the next installment in the Meet the Parents franchise, Ariana Grande is going to be a part of it. Which is cool.
I didn't see a character.
Did they say any returning?
I mean, obviously, I think Ben Stiller and
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like he's a given.
But they didn't say. I didn't see anything that mentioned what part she would play.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we haven't had a Meet the Parents or whatever, the Little Fockers or whatever,
Yeah.
I think was the last one.
Yeah.
But they do great, those movies.
Yeah, they're good. They're all
Interesting.
pretty good.
Want to find out. All right, take a break. Ray, we'll come back and find out what else is trending in the world on Johnny's House. 9:10. What's trending on the way? And Ray, what you got?
Did you see who's going to be on the cover of the next Madden?
I think so.
They announced it yesterday. Yeah.
All right, we'll fill everybody in next on Johnny's House. $9:13, Johnny's House. All right, Ray, what's trending?
Okay, so they say that being on the cover of Madden is
Don't you
one
get
of
injured or
like.
something?
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna get into that, but
There's
they
a
say
jinx.
yes, it's a Madden curse, which I do believe in. And my friend told me about it right before Josh Allen was on the cover of Madden, and now I do think that it's true. So I don't know about the Madden curse if it's real, but Saquon Barkley has been named the next person to be featured on the cover of Madden 26. So the image will be Barkley's famous backwards hurdle, basically over a Jaguars defender during Philadelphia's Week 9 victory last year. So that's going to be the image that they see on Madden 26.
I've never played Madden in my life.
Really?
Never played it, no.
Yeah.
It's a great video game.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the Madden curse, Chris? I know you're a big sports
I
person.
sure as hell hope so right now. I sure as hell
He's a
hope
Cowboy
so.
fan.
I was looking at it though, but they said Madden since 1999, 16 of them have suffered injuries, with the curse tailing off in the mid 2010s. But then they said that a lot of them had very unproductive seasons after they were on the cover. So
that's all I care. I don't want Saquon to get hurt. I think he's great for the league, but if he could just rush for 600 yards, that'd be fantastic.
We'll see.
He's a Cowboy fan.
They say that we are so close to those flying cars. Did you see this?
I saw a helicopter that you can buy.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's a one-seater.
So there is the air car, and it looks like a sleek sports coupe on the road. But the four wheels and everything, the way that it's designed is the next luxury sedan. And then you can fly. So you can fly, you can simply drive it. But what they're saying is that the production of the air car will offer 3 engine options, and it's like right around the corner. Right around the corner from them buying
Well, the thing
this
is the asking price.
or selling it. Yeah. So
asking price.
on the road, it says the Air car can reach up to a top speed of 124 miles per hour, which I don't think we need. And then it handles and feels much like a sports car. In the air, it cruises 155 miles per hour and can travel up to 620 miles on a single tank of fuel.
So you can fly to Miami and back.
Basically.
Oh.
Yep. So what they're saying is that this South African company is the one that is starting this initiative. And so it is about to happen. Man. They're planning for early as 2026 for customer deliveries.
Man, I'm tired of you. Let's go to Miami. All right.
Yeah. So I guess after years and years of prototypes, there's over like 500 test flights for the air car, and it's finally set for certification later this year.
Now it's already known that only thing that pilots do on a plane is take off and land.
Yeah.
Everything else is automatic pilot. So I'm assuming that once you take off, automatic pilot takes over.
I would hope so.
Taking off and landing is where people gonna get hurt.
I mean, but I hope that during these like test flights that they just put random people in there to try it out.
I'm not like in a big rush to get the flying car.
Right, same.
Nah, I'll wait a little bit. And
I mean, Brian, you said you could land a plane.
I can land a plane. I mean, in an emergency situation, I wouldn't want to do it on a daily basis. It's not my job. Somebody else's job.
Hey, Brian, let's go to Miami. Now, I ain't never driven this thing or flown it, but what you think?
Right.
You want a YOLO?
Yeah.
Hey, in an emergency, I think I could slide over and land it. I wouldn't want to.
They said that the controls are designed for people that are pilots. So if you already have a private pilot's license, you don't need to learn anything.
You know what's going to happen is that people are going to get real comfortable and start taking chances. It's like your first flight, you're like, you just 10 and 2, you're paying attention. I had about full flight. How about this?
Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Or they'll be texting and flying.
Yeah. Oh, that's going down.
It's horrible.
Wow. A couple years away. And it's funny, man, because back in the day, you're talking about, you know what? One day you're going to be able to see the person you talk to on your phone. That's not going to happen. That's the future.
Right.
Now everybody
Look
has
at
it.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
So now it's like, oh, man, you got your flying car yet? Man, I put a down payment on it. That ain't nothing. That's not something for me. I don't care about that. We want to find out what kind of person are you in a meeting. We have a 20-hour meeting today. And we want to find out in a meeting, are you one of those to sit quiet or are you one to ask questions? We're going to talk about the next on Johnny's House. 9:20, it is Johnny's house. Expected to rain today. 60% chance. Mostly cloudy. 84 the high rate. What is it right now?
It is 77.
77. All right. In my career here, everybody knows that I don't like is a lot of meetings, but we have them. We have less now than we had in the past. Back in the day, we used to have them at least 3-4 times a week. Hey, we got a meeting. We got a meeting. It's a meeting. It's a meeting. And today we have a huge meeting. And Ray, you want to know what type of person are you? We had this one, and Brian and I was talking off there. We had this one program director that before the meeting, we'd say, don't, you better not ask a question.
Well, that's why, I brought this up because I was waiting for you guys to give me that pep talk.
Well, no, this is a different one. This is a different kind of meeting. This one's that you got to talk up.
No, but we do have weekly meetings too. And sometimes you guys are like, I got something to do after this, so please don't ask questions. Please don't say anything.
Well, for the longest time in this meeting that we're having today, some people that don't speak up much would use it as an opportunity to say, look at me, look at me.
I could see that.
But then they found out quickly that bring up something in this meeting,
you better have some substance behind it,
and you better follow through with whatever you bring up.
Oh yeah,
because it will be readdressed.
Yes.
So that quickly stopped when people that don't want to work.
Oh, that's my favorite. Like when you say something during this meeting, and then management looks at you and they're like, please.
Oh, that's why I love it.
Dive in deeper.
Let's go in. Okay, and how do you feel this way?
Yeah.
And explain. And how do you think we can make this better?
Yeah. What do we do to fix it?
You can't be there going, well, I just said that because I wanted y'all to think that I was important. I didn't say that for nothing.
And then they used to split us up. We weren't allowed to sit next to each other. Remember
we don't
that?
know. It might be that way now.
Yeah, there's seating over there. I don't know how it's going to be set up.
Yeah, they didn't. I'm sure if nobody said, "Hey, say those 3 for us," we'll be split up again.
Yeah.
No, we used to have meetings in here, and it was like, listen, the quicker you shut up. If you got a question, ask it. And then because people wanted to be jerk, they would say something like, "Listen, the lineup for the concert Friday. Can we go over the entire day?" And you just look at that individual like, no, you did, because that's going to take at least 20 minutes. All right, well, we expect everybody to get there about this time, and this time, and this time. Me, I sit now, and I'm like, okay, the way it's set up now in our meetings, the ones we have every week, is that everybody, okay, Brian's going to talk about this. Ray, you're going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this. Say what we got to say and get out, So me, if I got a question, I'll ask it, but in most part, I just sit there and pick at y'all so you don't sit next to me.
Yeah.
And I bug you to the point where
my favorite is during the meeting when somebody says something that might be a little aggressive. And Johnny's like,
shoot. He's the instigator.
It's about to go down.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
He instigates.
Oh, I can't do this in this meeting over here.
No.
If I did over there, I'm like, well, what was that?
No. This one is like borderline serious.
Yeah.
It's like a State of the Union type thing.
Yes. Let's talk. And the cool thing about it is that we haven't done one in a while, so we expect to be here. We're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, we'll be here for a while. I mean, I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good. I mean, in any company, you have meetings. You have those that, have things to say, and it should go back and forth. And a lot of them, the person wants to talk, they talk, and then they leave. And then you talk about them because they didn't let you answer any questions.
Yeah.
And you talk amongst yourselves. And then if you work in a workplace, you go out for drinks and continue to talk about it. We talk about it, and we'll probably talk about it in here tomorrow.
Yeah.
When we get, off the air. Or if it's something crazy, we'll text each other later on this afternoon.
Or during the meeting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've been
that's my
trying
favorite.
to be less sarcastic in meetings because I know sometimes I derail them with some of the things I say.
And I was going to tell Ray.
Oh, God, here we go.
Ray, when you want to make a point, you look at people like they're stupid. You're like, so why do we do that? That's just dumb. I'm like,
Okay, so I was going to say I'm going to go into this a little less aggressive.
Okay.
Because I know that when I'm passionate about something, because I'm like, you guys, why is this not working?
Why isn't it working? Why is it every time Ray's like this?
Because
she sounds like this, but when it's let's say something went wrong. Why is it every time we go do something, it's always a mess? Why is it like that? And I'm sitting there going, Ray, pull it back a little bit, pull it back.
Hey, I'm wearing my meta glasses in this meeting. Oh, hell yeah, baby. So if you see me with my finger over the light, it's like I'm thinking. I'm not thinking. I'm covering the light so they don't know I'm recording.
Sometimes I just don't understand because it's like we're doing everything we possibly can. I'm like, why isn't it working?
And they're like, okay, let's address that. I'm like, ooh.
Calm down.
I want to find out from you, when you have meetings, what type are you? Are you one of those that sit there and listen? You one of those take notes? Or you one of those to step up? Or you one of those is like, let's get this over with so I can go. Got a pair of tickets to see Jesse Murph sold out show at the Hard Rock Live on October 2nd. When you have meetings in your office, tell us how it flows. Tell us that you don't want to get involved. You want to get mad. You want to step out. You want to just sit there and be quiet so this thing can be over. 407-919-1067, 877-919-1067. XL Mobile 41067. Live stream, social media. You can win these tickets too. Sold out show. Jesse Murph, Hard Rock Live. You want to go? You got to call us now and talk about your workplace meetings right here on Johnny's House. 9:37. It is Johnny's house talking about meetings and how you are in a meeting. And I happen to find this on this website called Fluent Booking, and it talks about the different types of meetings that you have in your workplace and what should happen. Now, I'm gonna give these lists, and y'all tell me if we've been in this type of meeting. We've definitely. The first one is a brainstorming. That's a brainstorm meeting to be an innovative. They said coworkers usually exchange ideas in a relaxed, informal environment, and they won't judge or mock.
Here you get judged and mocked. Those are where I try to throw out the most outlandish things.
Yes.
And then knowing that we probably won't do those, but maybe it'll lead to something a little less outlandish.
Okay. Yeah. Another one, I sat in on one by accident because they didn't ask me to leave, is a management meeting. It's a meeting that brings the top level managers together, and they're responsible for talking about the company. They basically have a fixed agenda, and they take place the same time every week. Now, they used to do that here.
Yeah, they still do in certain spots, but we're not invited to those.
Now, they used to have a retreat.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
A management retreat. They'd go away for the weekend.
Play golf and spend a lot of money.
No joke. Decision-making meetings. Now, I've never been in those.
In fact, no decisions are ever made in our meetings.
Yeah.
Decisions are formalized and next steps are put together. Another one, problem-solving meeting. Usually when you have a problem-solving meeting, something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I mean,
something
like we had
occurred.
like a security problem solved. Remember, like, do we feel safe? And
Yeah, we've had those.
Some problems may be project related. Others must be workplace or day-to-day operational flow. Another one is, now I've never heard of this one, a retrospective meeting. These happen after completion of a project and you evaluate. Oh, okay. See, we've never had that.
We should be having
maybe we should throw that on our agenda. That's after we do something.
Yes.
Immediately, like 2 or 3 days later, let's talk about it. How can we do it better and improve upon that? All right. Oh, I remember we used to do these. Remember the 101s? Evaluations.
Oh, yes.
Where you ever have evaluations?
Yes, and I feel like our boss, JJ, the rice man,
Yeah.
he would have like one-on-ones with us.
No, this is one that the company had they have a file and they have to ask certain things and they have to pretty much grade you. I haven't done one of those in years.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
they had a sheet,
whole sheet,
and they scored you 1 to 5 on all kinds of specific things and what you needed to work on and everything.
Oh yeah. And then at the end of it, they show it to you, and you'd have to sign it.
Well, like when our boy Dennis comes, he does like little things like that, but not like one-on-ones. This is a show thing. But
The way it worked was they said, okay, they have this sheet, and they said, well, listen, I'm gonna show this is how they did me. I'm gonna show you what I wrote. And you can tell me if you agree or disagree.
Mm-hmm.
And they hand it to you.
Yep.
And it's like, a 3, bro?
Yeah.
A 3?
Yeah.
You know what they say? Look, I had to rate it on something. I just couldn't give you 4s and 5s on everything.
So nobody, like, I don't give anybody a 5. I'm like, well, then right out the bat, I'll tell you that this is a bogus meeting because I deserve 5s.
Status update meeting. Okay, we kind of round that into the same thing. Here's one that we've done, but it's just not done right. A team building meeting. And I think it's because everybody has a different schedule that you can never, to have a true team building meeting, you have to pretty much clean everything off your calendar.
Yeah.
And you have to be in an environment where, you know, you just relax and you're just hanging out.
We did like the drink around the world. Remember that? We got like a party bus.
Spent a whole day, you know.
But even that's tough because like we have to schedule around people and we're tired because we've been up all day.
Yeah.
Like radio's 24 hours. So like it's always going to be inconvenient. Like the store's never closed.
Yeah. See, I was thinking about this. For us to do a team building meeting, a real one, it would have to be like a retreat. It had to be a weekend getaway.
Yeah.
It would have to be, all right, Friday, we're going to do this. Well, you got to hang out together.
Yeah. And hopefully not talk about work the whole time because that's the whole point. Like you're not supposed to just rail on work the whole time.
Training meetings. Okay, I've never been to one of those. And this is the worst one. All hands on deck town hall meeting.
Oh, we've been
something about to go down.
Usually we go to those when something already went down.
Yes.
And they tell us, okay, here's what happened.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember
watch this sizzle reel.
Dude, I remember going to one. It's like, all right, everybody got to get together because we all going to sit down and watch this meeting. If you have any questions at that point. But there's the thing. How do you ask questions when a lot of your friends got like laid off?
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna sit there and be quiet because I'm in this room.
Or when they start their meeting with, if you're in this room, you're safe.
You're safe. This is safe.
We have one that started. The first slide says, "It is what it is."
It is.
Oh
I remember that.
gosh.
It is what it is. So here's the thing: if you think about radio and you think about where you work, there's a lot of similarities, except Our job is to talk to you on the air, but behind the scene, meetings, team building, everything that you guys got to go through in the workplace, we do exactly the same thing, except y'all hear our jobs. We're doing our jobs right now.
I want to hire someone to be my proxy and go to a meeting for me.
I'm Brian's proxy. Brian, hold on. He said, no. Okay. He said, no, we don't want to do that. All right, let's get out of here. It's 9:42. $9:46, time to get up out of here. Miss Ray, what's going on in your world?
I do have the meeting with you guys, which shall be fun. And depending on what time we get out, maybe go to the gym.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Brian.
I got some radio shows to do after our big meeting with you guys. And then I'm also still dealing with the car insurance business with my son's car. So I got to tell them ahead of time if a phone rings, I'm waiting on people to pick up the car.
Yeah.
So I can't blow them off. I got to make sure that they get the car. So, But other than that, just life be lifing.
I tell you, man. All right, Ryan Seacrest, it's all yours. Y'all have a beautiful day. Y'all know what's up. We'll see you tomorrow.